to our today's lecture, which is about intelligibility. So, you might be wondering that this word somehow seems or sound familiar, but what does it actually means? So, intelligibility refers to how easily a listener can understand your speech, your words, pronunciation, stress, and clarity. In simple terms, if the listener understands you without effort, your speech is intelligible. If the listener struggles to understand you, it means the intelligibility is low. Now, the important point here to notice that why is intelligibility important in technical fields? In technical communication, especially engineering, IT, CS, networking, biotech, accuracy of communication is directly proportional to, or we can say that is equals to the accuracy of work. The more the concept, the thought, the idea is correctly, accurately communicate to the teamwork, the more would be the chances of work to be accurate. So, mispronouncing a technical word can change meaning. Ambiguous speech can cause misunderstanding in instructions. And during presentations, interviews, or meetings, clarity affects your professional credibility. That's why intelligibility is important. Um, Now we need to understand that accent does not matter. You do not need to speak like a native speaker, because a native speaker has a different accent, while a non-native speaker or a second language learner would definitely have a different accent. So you do not need to copy anybody's accent. What actually matters in your speech is that how much clear you are, how much accurate you are, and how easily the listener can understand you. So the goal of technical communication is be understandable, be precise, be clear, and not to sound American or British. Here are some key elements of pronunciation, because in communication, pronunciation plays a very important role. The more clear the pronunciation is, the more accurately the communication will be carried out. So, in pronunciation, first it comes sounds. So, every language has its own set of sounds. English contain many sounds that may not exist in Urdu or other regional languages like Punjabi, Saraiki, Pashto. So learners often pronounce them differently. So why are accurate sounds important? It is important to note that technical words often have similar spellings but very different meanings. For example, here we have processor versus processor unit, network versus net worth, code versus code, disk versus desk. So, incorrect sounds can cause confusion to the listener. As we have just gone through some of the examples which somehow sound very familiar to one another, very similar to one another. So, here are some more examples of correct pronunciation of tech terms, like its algorithm. Next, we have the processor, not processor, because many students pronounce it very wrong. Next, we have the circuit, not circuit. Next, we have the data, not data, or uh, we can say that both the pronunciation are somehow wrong, but mostly what considered correct is data. Data or data, these both pronunciation are correct. You should avoid dropping sounds. Many listeners drop middle or ending sound, especially in fast speech, like processor, processor. Okay, so you have to be very particular or clear about the pronunciation of these tech terms. Next, we have the word stress, which is very pertinent in English language. English is a stress times labeled language, meaning some syllables are stressed, means we put more emphasis on some part of the word, and others are unstressed, means we do not need to put extra emphasis on that part of a word. So here we have an example. If you pronounce research, it means it would be a noun, and if you pronounce it as research, it would be a verb. So you can see that by putting emphasis on different part of the same word, how its word class is changing. It is changing from noun to verb. It sounds unprofessional or unclear if we mispronounce these two terms. Another example in tech is the, if we say process, it means it is noun and it is commonly used in UK, and if we say process, it means it is a verb. Next we have the correct stress. Next we have that correct stress helps the listener immediately recognize the meaning. Moving on, we have some of more examples of how changing stress in a word can change meaning. So first word we have already discussed it. No, we haven't discussed it yet. So the first word is, if we say record, it is noun, and if we say record, it means it is verb. If we say present, it means it is a noun, and if we say present, it is a verb. If we say conduct, it is noun, and if we say conduct, it is verb. If we say project, it is noun, and if we say project, it is verb. So as you can see, by putting emphasis on different part of the syllable, different syllable of a word, we see that how its word class is changing. Now moving on, we have sentence stress and rhythm. In every English sentence, some words get more stress or stronger emphasis than the others. These are called content words. Content words are usually nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, key technical terms. Okay, so the function words like articles, preposition, conjunction, auxiliary verbs usually do not stressed. So the content words are stressed and the function words are usually not stressed. Why does sentence stress matters? Because it guides the listener to the main idea. It is like example in the technical presentation, we can see that the main function of this sensor is to detect temperature changes. Here stress words carry the main meaning. If you stress wrong word, the sentence sounds confusing or unnatural. This is usually a technique which is used by the teachers to make their students active towards the lecture, because sometimes we emphasize on certain part of a word to make our student attentive towards the lecture. Next we have the pausing. Pausing is the powerful but very important, and it is often ignored because pauses are short intentional breaks in speech, usually 2.5 sec to 2 seconds. Now why we pause? Because it allows the audience to absorb technical information, it helps you breathe and reduce nervousness, it prevents rushing through complex points, it makes your message sound organized and confident. So where to pause is that during your speech, after you have delivered some of the key points, you can take a pause, or before showing a new slide you can also take a pause, after giving an important number or statistic, so that audience can comprehend that complex information, complex points, and before you explain something complex. So example, the processor performs three main tasks: processing, memory management, and input and output control. So here you can see that how I have taken pause between different words of a sentence. So without pauses, the listener gets overwhelmed. Next we have clarity over speed. Students often speak too fast due to nervousness, and they often ignore clarity. In technical subjects, speed creates problem because number becomes unclear. For example, if you are saying 15 or 50, sometimes it become confusing for the listener whether you are saying 15 or 50. Acronym Acronyms sound wrong, like API, RAM, HTTP. So if you are in a very high pace, or if you are recalling or stating these terms in a very high speed, then what it would definitely cause confusion. Formulas become confusing when you are in high speed, and it steps in process becomes mixed. So here we have a solution that you should speak slightly slower when discussing figures, units, processes, formulas, acronyms, technical steps. So instead of rushing, the sensor sends data to controller that processes it in real time. Say it slowly. The sensor sends data to the controller, which then process it in real time. So here we have that example how clarity matters over speed. So here we ends our today's lecture. Hope to see you in the next class.